You're listening to No Suck Saturday on the AO Feet.
No Suck Saturday. Once again, it's a super short edition. We have our kids with us today, but nevertheless, we've got 5 stories we think objectively do not suck. And our question of the week and highlight of the week. Bella, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Doing okay. I'm holding Abby.
Yep.
And you are holding Ben.
Yes, he requested to sit up on my lap.
Fun times indeed. Nevertheless, we are working through this. It's not working through it. This is kind of fun and weird. Abby keeps trying to chew on my expensive headphone cord, which I wish she wouldn't, but that's okay. Let's start with our 5 stories we think objectively do not suck. I mentioned this to you last week. I think this is super cool. So the Los Angeles Dodgers, famous during this month. You know what month we're talking about.
Yes.
For being, they are from Los Angeles. They are Californios, okay? They are famous for doing the most ridiculous Pride Month celebrations. Well, their all-world pitcher.
Cool.
Hello, Ben. Their all-world pitcher named Clayton Kershaw. He didn't like what they were required to wear the other night. They had their Pride jerseys, the rainbow adorned, it was really the Progress Pride flag, the rainbow adorned hats. They had their logo adorned in the rainbow. So Clayton Kershaw, he was required to wear this, that was their uniform. He wrote Genesis 12 through 16 on his hat. Just the scripture reference. Genesis 12 through 16, right next to the rainbow logo of the LA Dodgers. Of course, Genesis 9, 12 through 16 is the covenant that God gives by symbolizing the rainbow. He's trying to take back the real meaning of the rainbow. I thought that was super cool.
That's awesome.
Great job, Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, good for him.
A very effective protest because he is a very well-known pitcher. And so all the cameras were on him. Good job, Clayton.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's a good story. All right. My first one comes from Virginia, where a dog correctly identified a man that was about to have a seizure despite having no training to do so.
Wow.
So it was at an adoption meet and greet hosted by the Friends of Campbell County Animal Control. Sienna, a dog of unknown breeding, walked right up to a man who was a slight distance from the center of the event. And Sienna began gently pawing at his leg and then eventually pawing at him with a little bit more intensity. When she refused to leave his side, like they tried to redirect her, she didn't want to leave him. And the man's wife came over to investigate, and she noticed that her husband was starting to become ill, and it turns out he suffers from myoclonic seizures.
Wow.
Which are like brief shock-like jerks of muscles. So like for him, it's usually his eyelids. But he had a few earlier in the day, but after resting, he felt okay, so they went out. But it seems that the outing was a little bit too much. So Sienna correctly identified that he was about to have a seizure. The man and his woman obviously were very grateful to Sienna for doing that, but unfortunately they're not able to adopt her as they already have 3 dogs.
Wow.
At home. But she is still available for adoption according to the Facebook page.
That's
so
incredible.
If someone wants a medical dog, medical alert dog, contact them on their Facebook page. And very, very cool.
Man, how do you even recognize that a dog is having a seizure? That's incredible.
The dog wasn't having the seizure. The man was having
the man was having the seizure. You can tell we're a little distracted.
I was watching you wrestle Abby during that whole story. She wants to be up here so bad because I know the second you put her on the floor, she's going to be very mad. But
exactly.
Hey.
All right. Story number 3.
Sorry. Last thing I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
She's available for free.
Oh, she's available for free?
Yes.
A free human?
A free free people.
Oh, good.
No, it's a free dog.
Oh.
Free medical alert dog. Anyways,
very cool.
That's my last bit.
Well, this is a story from USA Today. What is Gavin Brown's favorite part about having his dad as his baseball coach? Well, he says, I always have someone to talk to after practice if I need to, and he can help me with extra stuff at home if I miss practice. This past winter, Gavin and his father, Matt, spent extended time away from the field together. They sat next to one another in matching recliners. They even slept in them.
Aww.
As our kids seem to advance so rapidly in age, we might say in passing how we'd give anything for an uninterrupted period with them like this. For the father-son duo, this together time came after Matt Brown gave his kidney, which saved his son. Matt and Gavin will be together at the Angels-Orioles game this weekend in Baltimore, and they're playing with Calvert American Little League All-Stars in Maryland this summer as they attempt to advance out of their state. It's the shot about which every little leaguer can dream. In the meantime, the Brown family, which has managed Gavin's chronic kidney disease since birth, has been renewed with a successful transplant and recovery. Really cool story about a father giving part of his body to his son so that he can actually survive and live a full life. And of course, he's his son's baseball coach as well as they try to make their way through the Little League rankings this summer.
That's awesome. Very timely with last weekend being Father's Day.
Indeed.
So, very nice.
All right, what's your next story?
All right, so my next one is more of just a feel-good story. You may not recognize the name Jim Cummings, but I bet you recognize his voice. So we have a little video clip that we'll play, but there's a video that he posted online that went viral over the past week of him reading and talking to his granddaughter with the help of a few special friends.
Hi.
You're braver than you believe, smarter than you seem, and stronger than you think.
Oh.
And cute as a button.
Oh, as cute as a button. That's Jim Cummings, the voice of Winnie the Pooh and Tigger holding his new grandson. He shared the video on social media, captioning it, "Nap time with Winnie the Pooh," and it quickly racked up more than 1 million likes. That puts my bedtime story reading, voices and all, to shame.
Ben, listen to this. Who is this?
Believe, smarter than you seem, and stronger than you think.
Who is that?
And cute as a button.
Who is that, Ben? Who is that?
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. That is so cool. Instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
That is super cool.
Yeah,
Love that story.
sweet.
All right, final story. I like this. So there's a post on social media. It's fairly short. It shows a man and a woman kissing and then some sort of paper burning on the ground. And this is from the Metal Bible podcast. Here's what the post reads. Took my wife to all our important places, like where we got married, where we met, first kissed, where I proposed, and finally ended where we finally decided to reconcile. And we burned our court documents for the divorce we were going through. Pretty awesome day.
Love that.
Very cool. Very short, to the point.
Yeah.
And awesome story when anybody can reconcile like that.
Absolutely. Come back.
All right, that's our 5 distracted stories we think objectively do not suck. When we come back, we'll have our highlight of the week as well as our question of the week. It's next.
This is No Suck Saturday. We'll be right back.
All right, back for one final segment on No Suck Saturday. It's time for our highlight of the week. I'll begin, Bella. For whatever reason, Ben just woke up one morning and started putting together complicated sentences.
Oh, yes.
And started speaking in complicated manners. I mean, he's putting together full sentences. And it's super hilarious because he's still got the little boy voice. Mm-hmm. He's still got kind of a little bit of the speech impediment that all little kids have.
Yeah, that R turns into a sound.
Yeah, but he just puts together these full sentences, and it's really fun to hear. What's a good example of one? You told me about this the other day. He ate his snack, which consisted of cheese.
Mm-hmm. And crackers.
And crackers. And Mommy, may I have some crackers, please? He said it politely, right?
Yep.
And you said what?
Said you need to make sure you've eaten all of your cheese first.
And then what did he say to you?
I have. Look, see.
And you held up his bowl to prove that he had. And that's not the biggest or most complicated sentence, but just the one that came off the top of my head. So I thought that was really cool this week. What's your highlight? Oh, look, there's Pooh Bear.
Ben just brought Pooh Bear to the party. What's up, Pooh? Oh, that's funny. Honestly, the highlight of my week was we had this like crazy thunderstorm on Friday, and we lost power for about an hour and a half, and it was a little stressful, but it was actually kind of fun. because we just played in the dark and read books and ate snacks while we waited for the lights to come back on, because of course it's right around breakfast time. But yeah, it was actually really fun. We read Hop on Pop a whole bunch, read a few books we got from the library, and got to FaceTime my sister, who's now moved down to Louisiana. And yeah, just kind of, wow, Abby. Yeah, anyways, it was just kind of fun, kind of different. I think it stressed the kids out a little bit, but
Really?
Ben just kept walking around going, "Lights, where are you?" And then when the lights came back on, they both spontaneously started clapping. So I think they were ready.
Wow. All right, what's our question of the week?
All right, our question of the week is, what is a obscure movie, video, or book that you quote a lot?
Obscure movie, video, or book that you quote a lot. Yeah, well, we've done this ever since we've been married, and we never actually finished this movie. But the quote that we quote a lot is from The Interview. Yeah. What was that? Same guys that produced Disaster Artist.
Yeah, Seth Rogen and James Franco.
It's The Interview, where they a couple of American dudes go to interview Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
And the TV guy arrives in North Korea and says, "We are same, but different." We quote that a lot. So
yeah,
that's
true.
One example. What about you?
I think for me, one that's stuck around for a long time is a movie that's now like 20 years old, which is insane to think about. But it's My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, yeah.
I quote that one all the time. It's one of my favorite movies. Like, the other sequels were okay, but yeah, the first one was so funny.
Very cool. Well, that's going to do it for a very short, super fast episode of No Sucks Saturday. Hope you enjoyed it. We had trouble. Not really. We
made it.
Yeah, we made it, holding two kids in our arms at the same time. For those of you wondering if it's possible to do a podcast and hold small toddlers in your arms, it is possible. We proved it this morning. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Back with a regular edition AM update on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend. I just said that. How do I land this airplane?
Thanks for listening to No Sucks Saturday.